Welcome to Sheldon Road Church Sunday Supplement. We're really pleased that you can join us today. This week we'll be finding out about the Chippenham Foodbank. This is part of the new series we're starting today, so over to Ruth to explain more about it.
Thank you, Paul. Hello everybody. I'm here in Chippenham Marketplace. So we're at the top of town and you can walk down to the river and then up to Brunel's Arches and past quite a few churches on your way, and then there are plenty more churches around the outside of the town. It's very apt for me to say to you today, welcome to the neighbourhood, because we're starting a new Sunday Supplement series which has a local mission focus. The format will be a little bit different in that we're not having the weekly Bible talks, but we'll have an interview each week with a different project run by various Chippenham churches. So there will be contact details on the screen for that week's project, so that if you find that it's one you want to support or one that you want to help with, then you can contact them and find out more. A huge thank you to all of the projects for the wonderful work that they do, and also especially to the people that we interviewed. We're very grateful to you. So our first one this week is with Chippenham Foodbank. We hope you enjoy it. Thank you.
This is Psalm 100, reading from the Message. On your feet now, applaud God. Bring a gift of laughter. Sing yourselves into his presence. Know this, God is God, and God, God. He made us. We didn't make him. We're his people, his well-tended sheep. Enter with the password, thank you. Make yourselves at home, talking praise. Thank him. Worship him. For God is sheer beauty, all generous in love, loyal, always and ever.
Lamb has gone missing. The shepherd goes searching, leaving others behind. Lost, the lamb's alone and in danger. It's far out of sight, but never far out of mind. And when the shepherd finds it, the lamb is carried back home. There is singing and dancing, rejoicing in heaven, when someone was lost, but now with God they've been found. There is singing and dancing, rejoicing in heaven, when the children of God are welcome home safe and sound. Lost, a woman's coin has gone missing, a coin of great value to a woman so poor. Lost, the coin will not find the woman, so she turns on the lamp and then she sweeps every floor. And when the woman finds it, she celebrates with her friends. There is singing and dancing, rejoicing in heaven, when someone was lost, but now with God they've been found. There is singing and dancing, rejoicing in heaven, when the children of God are welcome home safe and sound. Lost, a father's son has gone missing. The son leaves his people for a faraway land. Lost, his money spent on wild living. He has to go back, and this is not what he planned. But when the father sees him, he runs with arms open wide. There is singing and dancing, rejoicing in heaven, when someone was lost, but now with God they've been found. There is singing and dancing, rejoicing in heaven, when the children of God are welcome home safe and
Good morning, because it's my great pleasure to be here at the Chippenham Foodbank, which is held at the Salvation Army's Citadel in Chippenham. And I'm here with Karen and Charlotte, who are going to help me to understand what goes on here at the Chippenham Foodbank. So welcome both of you, and thank you very much for coming. I've been looking forward to coming here for ages actually, so it's really nice to actually be here at last. Yes, yeah. Now I understand that the Chippenham Foodbank has been going for about 11 years, which is a long time. And actually it is well thought of in the town. It seems to be quite well known in the town as well. So are you finding that people are wanting to come in, they're wanting to come and take and use your services, that this is something that's happy to do, or are they actually a little bit tentative and not quite sure what they're coming into when they come in the door?
It varies, it definitely varies, doesn't it, Charlotte? We have some people who are very nervous and they do come through the door and they are very nervous and very anxious. Yes. And then we have others who will just call us and that's easier for them. Yes. And then we have the agencies who contact us and charities that contact us and refer people who are in need. So it is getting very, very well used. Yes. And but it is a little quieter at the moment than it certainly was in COVID. We were so busy through COVID. Yes, it was incredible. And we were doing massive amount of food parcels. Yes. And we had to do a lot of extra shopping at that time, but thankfully the money came in to help us do that, to get fresh milk and fresh bread and certain items, food and fish, which was excellent. So we're finding we're not needing to do that quite so much. And in fact, this week that you've come is half term. We always find it's quieter at half term.
Isn't that strange?
Yeah, yes. Especially families. They're getting on and doing other things, and they're not worrying about coming to Food Bank. They'll either have done it the week before, or they'll be ready to do it the following week.
Yes. So, as this is actually going out in sort of January, February time, is that a time when you find that people tend to need to come more because of Christmas having finished and things like that, and the cold weather, or
people struggle financially, don't they? In January and February, it's always a difficult time for them. A lot of families have overspent, and then they find it really difficult. Those who are on the lower incomes really do struggle. And
Charlotte, you were going to tell me about the actual things that you pack into the bags for people to take away.
It is all tins and dried foodstuffs. Right. And going from the list here, we pack up vegetables, so tinned vegetables, tinned meat or a veg option, tinned fish, fruit or puddings, baked beans or spaghetti, soups, tomato or cooking sauce, instant mash or tinned potatoes, pasta or rice, tea and coffee, milk and cereal, and it all needs to be in date.
Oh, in date, very important, in date, yes. And quite a nice long date if possible.
Yes. I mean, we do have now tins going through to easily 2024, 25, that's what we're looking at. Not ones that expired last week.
No.
Thank you very much, but no, we can't give it out.
And when it comes to the perishable goods and things like that, you have a link with Fair
Share, we do, yes. And on a Tuesday morning they will deliver our allotted amount, and we don't know what we're getting. It is potluck. And it usually is on date, which is a bit of a problem for us, because if we're not busy on a Tuesday, we can't make it last till the Friday when we're next open. And but we can get anything from meat, pies, and things like that. Then you get the vegetables, which are usually potatoes and greens and stuff like that. Bit of fruit, and then it can be the oat milk. What else we had today? Coconut milk and things like that, yogurt, stuff like that.
Yes. Obviously, you're catering for people who have special dietary needs.
Oh yes, as well as that. Yeah, the vegetarians, vegans, diabetics who can't have sugar, and things like that, or low sugar things. Yes, we try and do our best. Not always works. When people come in, especially earlier on in the year, if I would make if I knew they were, say, diabetic and they were coming in to collect their stuff, I would go out and meet them and say, look, this is what I've done for you. Please look through it.
Yes.
If there's anything you don't want, is not right for you, tell me and I'll swap it, or you just, this is what all we've got and all that we can provide. Yes, so trying to make them, you know.
Babies as well.
Oh yes, the babies as well. Yes, any young families. Yes, it's the nappies and some baby food, baby milk. Yes, baby milk. Yes.
So it's not just food; it's also the other things that are needed in toiletries and things.
Toiletries, definitely. The shower gels, the bath gels, shampoo, conditioner.
And antibacterial everything.
Yes, and deodorant and stuff like that. The basics, toothpaste, toothbrushes. Yes, so things like that.
And you were explaining, Karen, that actually you can also signpost people on so that they can get more help from other statutory agencies, and also that you have a voucher that to get some fresh vegetables and things.
We do. We will give. I mean, we will never turn anyone away if they haven't been referred. If they come through the door or they contact us by telephone and they start to share their circumstances, and usually they're quite distressed, we will say, look, don't worry about it. We will definitely do you a food parcel and extras if you need them this week, but then to make sure you get the very best advice, we will give them the details of the Wiltshire Citizens Advice Bureau, who will then make sure that they get the help they need. So if it's debt management, it could be benefits that they're not aware of because they've just lost their job and maybe that's never happened before, and this happens and they don't know who to contact, where to go. So we always refer them to Wiltshire Citizens Advice, and we give them the number.
And the referral process, so how they can actually come here and get some food here, is done through various agencies all around town.
Agencies and charities, yes. Even slightly beyond Chippenham, so we may get referrals from as far as Lynham because that comes in our catchment area. But yeah, from all sorts of, like Women's Refuge, we get women who are fleeing domestic violence with their children. We get referrals for those, a whole range of people who are struggling and in those needs. So we will do everything we can to help them. Yeah.
And obviously your faith drives this to serve people in this way, and actually identifying a real need that there are in people's lives, and often, as you say, that it could be a sudden thing, not something that's been brewing up.
They've just lost their job. I mean, months ago we did have a chap, and he was an engineer, always been able to provide for his family, lost his job. He was completely broken, weeping on the phone. I don't know what to do. I don't have any money to buy food this week. I just really don't know what to do. So it was, well, immediately we're going to get some food together for you. Can you come and collect it? Do you have a car? And he came down, he collected the food parcel. We gave him the details of the Citizens Advice, and we did see him for a few weeks after that while he got back on his feet and he started to realise that, you know, there was some entitlements and some government money to help him through that period. So you know, and it's a real big shock to them. You know, suddenly they have all that security of that full-time job, and being a provider is just
and just not knowing where to turn because they've never had to do that before.
It is a joy sometimes being able to help in that way and direct them to the right places and know that they're going to get the very, very best advice, and that's really a bit of a joy.
You feel you're actually in line with what God is doing there, and that's actually.
But then there are moments when you just cry. Friday, I had a meltdown on Friday. We had a gent come to collect his parcel, and he was shaking from head to foot, and he was so emotional. He kept apologising. I'm so sorry. I've never had to do this before. I'm so sorry. And his voice was wavering, and I knew he was crying, and you know, just couldn't hold it together. And that was a really difficult moment. But you know, he was referred through the Citizens Advice, so I do know now he's going to get all the best help that he needs for whatever he's going through. He's obviously suffering from severe anxiety, and that is one of the things I would say that has risen definitely in the people who have contacted us since COVID is the anxiety, depression. They found it finding life a real struggle, and therefore it affects everything. And they need more support. Yes.
So if people wanted to phone you for information,
Yes.
the phone number is, if I
Here at Foghamshire, the Salvation Army phone number is 01249 655 458.
655 458. Wonderful. So they can get information, they can work out how they can access food if they need it. You'll give them all the kind of information and details they need.
They'll definitely immediately get a parcel if they're in distress.
Yes.
They can have a food parcel straight away, and then they can take those steps that they need. And making sure that they do have a phone, making sure that they've got some call time on it. If not, we'll lend them a phone and they can make that call, and we'll help them do that as well, because sometimes, you know, when they are at rock bottom, they have a phone but they've got no credit on it. And you know, so you know, even those little things, just being here to help is a joy. That sort of
wonderful.
thing.
Thank you ever so much, because this has really been so informative. I sort of knew basic bits, but there were so many more details that you've given there, and actually just hearing you talk about some of the people, and obviously seeing that God's touched your heart with these people, and that they need his help, and he's using you to do that. So that is absolutely wonderful. And I'd just like to pray as we finish, if that's okay. I've written it down, so I hope I written some of the things. So let's pray together. Lord, it's good to hear about people following your calling. It helps to remind us to ask you what you'd like us to do to serve you and others. Thank you for the ministry of this food bank, the mission field, and for leading the staff and helpers and protecting them and using them over these years. Please give them all that they need to continue. Help them to make contact with the right support and to find favour with their contacts. Please help them to reach those who really need this food bank, and remind us to donate the food and money that is so vital to this work of yours. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you both so much. It's been lovely. Yeah, really nice to meet you as well. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. We hope you can join us next week, when we'll be talking to the people who run CAP. Look out for the food bank project details from today's interview if you'd like to find out more from them. If you'd like to subscribe to the YouTube channel, there's no cost. If you press the bell symbol, you'll get notifications when a new video is available. If you enjoyed the video, we'd appreciate you pressing the thumbs up symbol.
Hi, my name is Andrew, and I'm one of the hosting team for Alpha Online that starts in the new year. For me, winter evenings in January and February are generally dark and cold and uninviting. So when you're considering how to make the most of New Year's evenings, our invite to you is that you consider Alpha Online for a warm, interesting evening. You can stay in the comfort of your own home, yet at the same time, make new connections, exploring with different folk life's big questions in an open and informal way. Each week we will watch a video episode that unpacks basic questions of the Christian faith, like, who is Jesus anyway? Then an opportunity is given to chat freely and share views in an interactive session on life and faith and more, that are guided by a host from the church. I'm expecting these evenings to be engaging, fascinating even, and well worth the effort. It's going to be a click away, and is free, and may well set you up for the year to come. So consider Alpha Online as part of your positive program to make the best of the cold winter evenings to come. Hope to see you then.